It's Game of the Year. Time in Club Flashpoint. Here we go. Count them down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, all the way to number 1. And we make them fight because we split them up. 6v6, 2v2, bracketed fights of the game's life. Is it going to be a winner? Is it going to be a loser? That's what you decide, Faden. My name is Dale. I will also be deciding. It's a co-op journey of game prowess. What can be accomplished? Who can be elevated to the platform of number 1 game of 2023? Is it me? Is it you? No, we're not games, but that's what we're here to talk about. How's it going, Faden?
I am. I'm taken away by that. This is some energy.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm ready too. Hey, Game of the Year for 2023 coming out in February.
We talked about it.
And so we're here to fulfill it. We're people of our word. We've just been lazy.
We needed to think about it. Deus Ex made me think about stuff that wasn't Game of the Year. But now we're here.
And do we want to start off? Well, we have a plethora of options. We can do our top 10 first.
Let's do our personal top 10s first. I think it's a nice casual way to talk about things.
And then we'll do Game Awards categories, and then we'll finish it out with a tournament bracket for all of the Touchstone games we played last year.
Perfect. I think it sounds like a trifecta of delight.
Let's go first things first. What were your top 10, Dale?
I had I had a fun time putting this list together because it made me think about games that I played on the Switch, games that I played on the computer, and across 3 platforms on the computer now, since I am no longer a Steam elitist. Pat self on back. This was a fun list to put together because it gave me a chance to think about where I played games across 3 platforms on the computer because I'm no longer a Steam elitist, and what I played on the Switch this year. And in no particular order, I put together this list of 10 games: The Children of Morta,
nice,
the twin stick shooter on the Nintendo Switch. It is actually.
Yeah, you're right. This time it's correct.
This time I'm for real. And then Tears of the Kingdom, the immersive sim Zelda game on the Nintendo Switch.
Sure. Listen to the Deus Ex episode.
For number 3, I put down the digital version of the board game Root, which Faden actually graciously gave me the physical version this year. Digital version checks out just as well. I love digital board games. It's just a faster way to play board games, which is nice, but of course, tactile stuff is great too. Root is a fantastic game, both physically and digitally, if you really like tactical, turn-based games.
And also being animals, and it's asymmetric, so every faction has different objectives, goals, skills, abilities.
It's 10 out of 10. It's Redwall. It's very Redwall inspired. And yeah.
Cute little animals that kill each other.
Yeah.
Start a revolution of the people against the evil mouse.
Hell yeah. I almost won as the Woodland Alliance when I've recently played. 2 points away. Damn. Up next is Cocoon, one of the greatest puzzle games I've ever played.
Is that your favorite game of last year?
I would say that was probably my favorite game of last year. It really made me have the most wow moments. The most thoughts provoked were from Cocoon. Just a cool experience all around, visually, puzzlingly, musically. And then up next, I put Monster Hunter Rise, a fun game to play together that I have had a lot of fun playing with you, Faden. And it's one of the best, I think, Monster Hunter experiences because of so many quality of life updates, so many cool new innovations with a freaking dog.
Charles Barkley,
and mine's Hoover, riding into combat, fighting monsters, stringing up a wire bug, doing Spider-Man shit.
It's really cool.
It's a great game.
Monster Hunter Wilds better be closer to Rise than it is to World.
Absolutely. Well, you get freaking 4-wheel drive Chocobo, so...
Right, of course.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome. And then I put on Hyper Light Drifter, which is... I've got to, kick myself in the face for not having talked about this game on the podcast sooner.
Dale was convinced.
I thought I brought it up.
You might have brought it up, but you never talked about it officially, at least according to all the notes and stuff.
Yeah, we looked. So I brought up the Wikipedia page because I really want to give this game a lot of due. It's a 2D action platforming or action role-playing game kind of like a what's the Zeldas on the SNES? You know, the not 3D
Link to the
ones.
Past.
Yeah, like Link to the Past, like the first Zelda game.
Right.
And it's developed by Heart Machine. Now, the developer of this game suffers from congenital heart disease,
Okay.
and he made this game as a metaphor for like what it's like knowing you've got this thing that you can't cure, that you may die at any moment. And the main character of Hyper Light Drifter is consumed by this darkness at the very beginning, and begins to see that this darkness is spreading throughout the world. And the plot of the game is, I got to go fight the darkness.
Mm-hmm. I love fighting the darkness.
Classic, gotta fight the darkness. And all throughout the hero's journey, you make this great victory, but then all of a sudden you start coughing, you start like keeling over, this ooze becomes pouring out of your mouth, and the game does this like pixelated, like the tears in the screen. The darkness, it's gonna get you. You can't escape the darkness.
Which is true. We can't escape the coming of death. Like, chronic diseases are with us like all the time.
All the time.
They don't go away, and our medical systems really don't protect us from that.
Yep. And so this game is a very fun, very neon bright colors dystopia.
Yeah.
It was so cool. The music is put together by a very awesome electronic artist called Disaster Piece. The music combines very ethereal, kind of twinkling sounds with these booming, tearing synthesizer bass tones. And it's like gravity. You just feel the weight of everything, the weight of the hero's journey, the weight of the death that you are not going to escape. Yeah, it's so good. Hyper Light Drifter, if you haven't played it already, go find it. It's on everything, I'm pretty sure.
I've never played it.
And it's just one of the more fun and heavy action adventure RPGs that you can find out there, I think.
Okay. I'll keep an eye out for it. But I keep an eye on it. I need to play it eventually, but I haven't had time for games, so
There's too many. There's too many games. I'd say if I was ranking, top 3 would be probably Cocoon, Hyper Light Drifter, Monster Hunter Rise.
Okay.
I also played Valky 64, had a lot of fun with that. It's a love letter to Ocarina of Time. Mm-hmm. I don't really think I can say much more about it.
I've seen an interesting comparison that people who try to mimic Ocarina of Time, their influences are Ocarina of Time, and they try to recapture that magic.
Mm-hmm.
But Ocarina of Time's magic comes from exploring as a kid and the wonderment of exploration in the real world, and thus that's what makes Ocarina of Time special. And so it's hard to create Ocarina of Time if your only special influence is Ocarina of Time and not real world, well-rounded experiences.
Damn. That's
just an interesting thought.
That is an interesting thought. So
I'm excited to play Valky to see.
It's fun.
Yeah.
You get a good 5 hours out of it.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. And you know what?
It's fun.
If a game is going to be inspired by Ocarina of Time, I would rather it be 5 hours than 40.
Yeah, exactly. Ocarina of Time was only about 20 hours anyway.
Right.
Do not give me double that.
No.
I put on Other Waters, which is the minimalist. You're exploring the interfaces of a diving suit, experiencing this alien planet, and the lost relationship of Dr. Monet and Dr. What's the player character's name?
I think you had the same issue,
Had
too.
the same issue when I talked about it on the podcast.
Starts with an I or something, but a different doctor.
The two doctors who very clearly had this romantic relationship that led them to some fallout during their research on other alien worlds. But here they are, and you find Dr. Monet in the water without a suit, still alive. What's going on?
And you can probably hear more about it in our Bayonetta podcast.
Yeah.
If you go back to that, Dale gets really into it.
It's a good time.
I figured we should point him in that direction as opposed to... We don't need to recap
That's right.
it.
I already talked about that one.
Yeah.
Wander Song goes on my list. That is the cutest game. Just so colorful. You play as this bard who is the most optimistic gem. He's gonna, sing songs and make the life happy. But suddenly this cute ghost girl appears and is like, hey, the world's gonna end. Sorry. Everything's gonna reset. And the bard goes, but wait, what can I do? And the cute ghost girl says, there's the song you could sing, I guess.
I guess.
No one's ever done it. And so you, the cute bard, go and try and do it. It's really fun. It's a Humble Bundle game.
Cyborg the game.
It's Cyborg the game, yes.
Dale has a character in Salvage Union that is basically a bardic, optimistic mother hen sort of character.
Take care of as many people as I can. Keep them in good spirits. Sing songs. Keep everyone happy.
Yep.
Yeah. And then finally, I put Wildermyth. Because we played Wildermyth last year, and it was so much fun playing with you. It's a game about telling stories and coming up with characters and watching the characters grow close, fall out, die in combat, not die in combat, save villagers, encounter eldritch or nature or like celestial boons and curses, and it's
pet dilemmas.
It's a very comic book inspired, narrative heavy.
Procedurally generated.
I think it's procedurally generated.
It's procedurally generated in the sense that they have scenes already written out with
by
multiple options by writers and stuff, and they even credit the writers, which I love.
It's so cool.
They say who writes the thing, who does the art for every event, and for me, this game is the closest to tabletops that games can get.
Yes. Yep. Because when combat happens, you go into this XCOM style, like issue commands, grid-based, which is very close to what D&D is for a lot of people. D&D that people play with minis and are on the grid.
But the narrative also gives you good options, too. Wildermyth is a great game.
Go find it. Go play it. Those are my 10.
All right, my 10. You didn't rank them in order.
I did not.
I ranked mine in order because I have to know. At the bottom, we're going to start with... Fuck, I'm changing the order right now. At the bottom, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I played a lot of this game. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it is the most bloated AAA nothing sort of game that you can kind of play.
It's a gacha game.
It's a gacha game that tastes just like cotton candy.
Yeah.
You eat a lot of it, but it just dissolves really quickly. It doesn't stick with you. Only one good boss in the game, in my opinion.
Caldera.
It's Caldera. But that's it.
So cool. And just the music, the high highs of hearing Dragon Roost Island as
it's good.
Epic orchestrated.
Only works for certain people too. So this is just nobody. This game shouldn't be big, in my opinion. But and it isn't, because who talks about it now?
Us, but no one.
But no one.
Some people on Twitter who are still like building crazy shit.
Where that's just their thing they do. But it's not like Breath of the Wild, which has stayed up until Tears of the Kingdom, and now I feel like all of it has dropped down.
Yeah.
But that's just games now. Listen to our Deus Ex episode.
Where we talk about game hype at the very end.
I'm going to go quick. Mother 3, I talk about it. Some podcast episode.
It's in last year's.
Star Fox, I believe. Resident Evil 4, the remake.
That's in Resident Evil 4, the original, which you can hear March episode.
March episode, yeah.
March or April.
Leica H2 Blood. I talked about Leica H2 Blood on KOTOR.
Yep.
Great game. Great Metroidvania. Way too long. Save Room. I also talk about the Resident Evil 4 episode. Great puzzle game. Absolutely wonderful. I love it. Managing my inventory. Final Fantasy 7. I also talk about that. If you listen to the podcast,
can we bring up the tweet you shared?
Oh yes, I gotta bring up this tweet.
Final Fantasy VII encompassed in one image.
Yeah. 1 second. It's so good. Yeah, this is from Luke Allen 742. People say they love MILFs, yet look how they treat the original MILF. Parentheses. Mother Earth. And it's just a picture of Cloud and Barrett sitting across from each other.
Perfect. That's Final Fantasy VII.
That's Barrett. Unfortunately, though, Barrett's solution is, we need to go back to coal and oil. So...
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I know. Continuing on. Earthbound. Also talk about it on the podcast. The original Armored Core, which I haven't talked about.
All right.
The original Armored Core fucking rules. Everyone should play it. I think it is the ideal form of mech combat to me, which means I also loved Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon. Haven't talked about that yet. Been meaning to do something about that. May happen, may not happen. Highlights. Mech combat's just good if you do it right.
Very fun.
It just is good. And the best game I played, do you want to take a guess, Dale?
Number 1 for you last year.
Yeah. I talked about it in the Kirby episode.
Oh, that's a reach. That's
over a year ago.
Stretching all the way back.
Since it's in February, this is over a year ago.
Yeah, true. I don't know.
Dungeon Encounters.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the greatest games of all time. Just joyous.
Just use your imagination.
It's not even that. It's just good.
It's just good.
So should we do some Game of the Year Award categories? We get these from solicitation from you, the listeners.
Have we compiled some good ones?
Yeah, and I actually want to do a question we did for Deus Ex, and I want to see if our answers have changed.
Okay.
Because I'm interested in these Hilver questions again now after having reflection of thinking about that.
Okay.
Which games almost made it to your Touchstone list? What's another one that almost made it?
Oh, yeah. Another one that I almost picked.
We both wanted to do Wind Waker so bad.
Yeah, but that's not fair. We can't both pick that.
We can't both pick that.
I wanted to do another DS title.
I would have done Castlevania Portrait of Ruin. No, Dawn of Sorrow. DS Castlevania where we play as Selma Cruz. The year's like 2035.
Oh, hell yeah.
Dracula's back.
Dracula's back, baby.
Or at least the castle's back. Castlevania's back.
I think I would have tried to do one I recently found in my collection that we could have potentially played together. Phantasy Star Zero.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, sign me up for Phantasy Star.
Phantasy Star Zero was an action adventure RPG. Third person, you're going around just beating the shit out of stuff, gaining experience, picking up items, numbers go up. But you could play, I think this is typical to all Phantasy Stars, right? You get to play as the robots, the elves, or the humans. No? Oh, okay. Well,
I only played Phantasy Star 1.
The original. Oh, which might be totally different from...
Yeah, I think so. Also, I would like to change my top 10 list.
Yeah.
Knock off Tears of the Kingdom, get it out of there. Put Phantasy Star, the first one there. That game fucking rules. And the other Hilbert question I want to consider, again, which game from each other's list do you think is their defining Touchstone game? And so I've been thinking about it for you. That's why I kind of I went with Advance Wars, and sure, that is true. But I really do think Soma changed a lot of you for a period. That defined you, and that led to interesting conversations between us that have led each other to where we are now, which I like to think about.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's Mega Man Battle Network 4.
I know.
I didn't say anything in the last podcast.
That's also true. Every time you open up your web browser, you have that just autoplay.
I do.
Cursed.
That should play right now. You should sample that in a little.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, editor. What other anything else to consider from Hilver? I have to answer now.
Yeah, you have to answer.
Oh shit, it's BioShock.
We didn't do it. But kind of.
I said KOTOR. I do still think that really
is
KOTOR,
yeah.
But a close second would be Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, and that's just what it is. It's so defining for me.
Yeah. Those are interchangeable potentially.
Yeah. All right. Now we got some awards.
Cool. Do you have a list? Should I get a list?
Suzor.
Okay, you got the list.
Games that had trains in them. What is the best game that had a train in them that you played last year?
I don't like to talk about early access games that frequently.
Oh, really?
I don't. I try not to.
Okay.
Because they change.
Yeah.
And I think that I don't want to pay someone to be their beta tester either. So early access is... I have mixed feelings about it now, especially since abandonware is more and more common. Anyway, I was gifted an early access game called Void Train. Have you played the game Raft?
No.
There's so many fucking survival craft games out there. Void Train, you're in the void. You have a train.
Yeah.
You survival craft your train.
That's it. Best game of a train.
I also want to bring up Train Up. I think it's called, or Train Up 2. Rails Up? It might be Rails Up. I have it on Epic. It was free. It's a little train puzzle game where you gotta like logistics manage the rail lines, and it's very minimal, low poly graphics. Just build train tracks and deliver stuff, and that one is really fun too. I like trains.
I have an answer.
What's your answer?
Star Fox 64, Macbeth, the train level.
Oh my god. Next category.
Next category is best water travel in a game.
Best water travel. Ooh.
In other waters, probably for you, right?
I gotta say that because you're in a mechanical robot suit that is able to scan and gain info on the native biology of this alien planet.
Yeah.
Just with its sensors. You're in this methane sea. You can ascend, descend, accelerate. You get suit upgrades. It's so cool. In other waters is my answer.
I guess in Tears of the Kingdom, I'd build weird water boats, speedboats. So for me, that, I guess, best water travel. Oh, no, wait. I'm dumb. This also goes, Suzer asked best water graphics too. Double answer for me, Wave Race 64.
Yeah, we played that. Yeah. Water graphics is the follow-up?
Yeah, and I'm still sticking to Wave Race 64. I think it looks amazing. I want to swim in that water.
Okay.
Ride the waves like, oh.
Resident Evil 4.
Oh, yeah.
Resident Evil 4 has
on the
some
boat
good water
too.
graphics.
All the water puzzles with the wheels. It does look good.
Yeah.
Nerd Ferguson 22 wants to know what game made us lean back and go, shit. And you just think about all the things that happened. Just what game made
KOTOR.
Yeah, KOTOR does do that.
KOTOR.
I love that you didn't know the twist.
I am Darth Revan. Shit.
It's so good. That's a toughie. What game made me just go shit? I think maybe some of the Mother 3 reveal stuff where you learn this world is a world born of ignorance and people repeating the mistakes because they refuse to learn from history. That was kind of like that.
Too real.
Kind of. It's weird. There's a lot of magic involved, so maybe not as real.
Maybe not as real. As real? The dark one?
Is that anything? Is it Asriel? Is that anything? Hello?
Asriel, the dark.
Hello? Asriel? Is this anything? Is this anything? I don't know what I'm doing, sorry.
Okay.
Spectre of Socialism wants to know best rerun of a game series of the year. So best remake, remaster, re-HD, repopularized.
Reboot Camp. That's mine.
Resident Evil 4 is mine, I think. I really like that remake. It's not as good or magical as the original, but the remake, fun.
There are some big improvements in the fun in Advance Wars Reboot Camp 1+2. I think it is just more of what we love about the first game. Nintendo's toy graphics.
Why does it look like shit?
Nintendo's toy graphics is my favorite thing that they're doing on the Switch. I love it. Just give me more toy shit.
Best open world game of the year. I like the Tears of the Kingdom one. I truly do love exploring it. I know people didn't like it as much as Breath of the Wild, think some of the mystery's kind of lost, and I get that, but I truly enjoy it. I just love the aesthetics, and I love running around.
I played Sable last year.
Oh, well, that's it. I mean, if I played Sable last year, I'd say Sable over that.
Sable's awesome.
Sable's amazing.
Build cool bikes.
Worst AAA game of the year is our next category, and for me, easy, Final Fantasy 16, garbage game.
Dark Tide, I think.
Yeah.
40K
is that
Dark
AAA?
Tide.
That feels like AA, right?
I guess I don't know. What's the? Because they did yeah, maybe that is only AA.
Mostly in the sense it's not as big, right? They don't put as much money as they put in like a God of War Ragnarok, for example.
Okay.
Or GTA 6 is going to be the first $1 billion game.
Starfield.
Yeah.
Starfield.
You know what? Starfield. We were going to do an episode. Should we Should we give our?
We should let them know.
Let's give our quick highlight Starfield episode that you didn't get because we decided Deus Ex is more interesting to talk about, even if Dale doesn't finish it.
Even if I
it's
didn't finish
more
it, it was
interesting.
a more interesting episode. All right, ready? Starfield in 2 minutes. Let's go.
Here, I can say my impressions real quick. The entire Starfield episode was going to be me saying, yeah, this is exactly what I expected. It looks like it's going to be a mid-game. It's not going to be revolutionary. It's going to be completely serviceable, better with mods a few months later. I was right.
Faden was dead on. I had a roller coaster of a time playing the game. I at first hated it because I thought it was just boring again, and then I started to love it when I started to get cooler ships, and then I started to hate it again when I noticed that everything is really just cookie cutter. It's procedural, but it's like from 4 options. And then I started to love it again when I actually beat the story. I think for what the story tries to do, it does a cool job. I am hip to the multiverse. This is a cool multiverse. I think it's all right.
I think if your imagination of the multiverse is characters do slightly less thing, but everyone comes from the same NASA aesthetic, I think you kind of fucked up in your limited imagination of what a multiverse can look like. Maybe instead of doing 1,000 planets, you do 4 planets, and you do weird multiverse stuff when you go to a new multiverse. It's just different. It's just radically different.
If NASA Punk is your multiverse, it's a sad multiverse.
Yeah, like why do I care? It's also based on this weird nihilism of nothing matters, and therefore I can abandon everything behind me, even though you're supposed to have personal relationships.
You don't have to play that way. Like
it's just weird.
It gives you the Mass Effect 3 choice. Do you want to be nihilistic? Nothing matters. Do you want to be I love everyone, or do you want to be I make my own choice?
But starting a new game fundamentally means I do not care enough about the people in my life that I'm fine with leaving everyone and everything I love to go to a new universe that doesn't know me.
That's true.
That's just what it means inherently. No matter what choice you make. At the end of the day, it's still a nihilistic
It's still the choice to leave
game,
everyone.
But that's not the point of it. The point of it is to go around and pick things up and sell things and do dumb quests, and sometimes the quest structure is nice.
I like building cool ships, too. That was all right.
Well,
all right,
so Starfield. And our final question comes from special guest Uncle. Most overrated game of the year?
We just talked about it.
I don't think it was overrated. I think people were really disappointed with it. If anything, I rated it exactly. Everyone was unfulfilled. In my opinion. Okay. If you think Starfield is, that's fine.
No.
I already have a winner.
You have a winner?
Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh.
I think it's a good game. I think it's overrated.
Yeah, that did get a lot of press.
God,
it still is getting press.
People lost their goddamn minds because they played Act 1 and didn't go into Act 2.
Act 2 sucks.
It's not great.
Are we in Act 3?
We're almost done with Act 2.
Okay. Yeah, I might agree with you there.
Yeah, we have a single choice on this.
You're right. Starfield was a big letdown for a lot of people.
Yeah, which I don't get it, but whatever. Are we ready?
We're ready. Brackets. Let's go.
Bracket time.
Who will be Baby of the Year?
Well, the first 2 babies is Soma.
Boo! Get him out of here.
Versus Bayonetta.
Hell yeah. Fuck. Oh, what? You did the random generator again.
I did, and this is
what?
This is gonna be hard. So Bayonetta versus Soma. I gotta give it to Bayonetta. I can't in good conscience give it to Soma. Soma's good, but Bayonetta's sexy.
What happens if we disagree?
Well, we gotta agree. So what do you give your pitch?
I like Soma because Soma tells a story about a world lost and the futility of hope.
Yeah, but Soma doesn't have tits and ass. In Soma, your main character doesn't shove their middle finger into the ignition of a motorcycle and twist it and say, "Time to go vroom."
Okay. Okay. But in Soma, you have cool robot limbs. And you get to be
horrific robot limbs, which is effective. But it is horrific, not cool.
I would go in the robot machine.
Now, okay, let's give last pitch on this. Why do you what is the thing that puts it ahead?
I am a techno-futurist, and I can't deny it, and I think that the technology of Soma is interesting in ways that are equally horrific.
Even though it is the Torment Nexus.
It's the Torment Nexus. Don't build the Torment Nexus. Yes, I know that.
Okay, my pitch for Bayonetta is Icon. I'll give it to you if you really think Soma beats Icon, though.
I can't beat Icon.
If you do, if you think it though, it's yours. I because
Bayonetta.
Because we're gonna be going to war at harsher fights. To be quite honest,
I believe you. Bayonetta was more fun. Bayonetta, I almost even replayed.
You need to play just 2.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Bayonetta.
Bayonetta beats Soma.
Okay, you ready for this one?
No.
Resident Evil 4 versus Advance Wars. I know.
What? Apples to oranges? How do we compare?
Well, I mean, that's the point of the bracket, right?
That's the point of the bracket.
Is to put us in this wild fucking comparison.
It boils down to the fun factor for me.
I'm going to say Advance Wars.
I would agree. Because Advance Wars is fun with friends, whereas Resident Evil is just fun to run through.
Great memories of Advance Wars with you, and those are precious to me.
Yeah. Advance Wars.
As much as I am a sicko for Resident Evil 4, and if you listen to that episode, you know I am a sicko. All right. Advance Wars moves on. Kirby, Nightmare in Dreamland versus... Do you want to take a guess?
It's Kingdom Hearts 2.
It is Kingdom Hearts 2. Now, I think
Kirby
it's
Nightmare
Kingdom Hearts 2.
I cannot ever vote for that game. I can't vote for my hell.
Look. But how often are you saying 2 in real life?
Fuck.
You gotta give it for that because you're not saying Poyo.
No, but Green Greens is on repeat in my brain.
Right, but how many times do you say out loud 2?
Butter building is on repeat in my brain.
I can pull up any Kingdom Hearts 2 song. I do
say 2 a lot.
you say it so much.
I do.
Or shut up.
Shut up.
I think
you totally owned this lamer.
Yeah. All right, Kingdom Hearts 2 advances. Let's see if it stays. All right. N64 Racers. So this is an interesting comparison. A grab bag to Mega Man Battle Network 4.
I gotta give it to Mega Man.
I gotta give it to Mega Man Battle Network 4.
Racers are fun, but not as fun as Human Child.
No. Now here's the next round.
Did you know you can combine battle chips for greater effect?
Nope.
Okay.
Chibi Robo Plug Into Adventure versus Bayonetta.
We've moved on already?
Yeah. Because since we have 12, it creates a weird bracket where some get a pass for the first round.
Okay.
But it's all random, so I don't have a say. This is a toughie. What are your thoughts?
Double wingy.
I'm going to give it to Chibi Robo 2. If it was Bayonetta 2, I'd be fighting. But it's Bayonetta 1. Let's give it to Chibi Robo.
Chibi Robo has its time in the shine. Chibi Robo made it to the Mega Chibi Robo #1 slot.
Now,
we're Super Chibi Robos.
This is one of those matchups that people wished were the finals, I believe.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Our fans are going to be mad this isn't the final?
Well, it's more, wouldn't it be great if these were a final? But this is also a pivotal battle point.
Okay.
Advance Wars versus Knights of the Old Republic.
Whoa. Bye-bye, Advance Wars.
I gotta say Knights, yeah. Okay.
KOTOR coming in hot.
Now, Pokemon TCG.
Okay.
Versus Kingdom Hearts 2. I gotta give it to Kingdom Hearts 2.
I can't believe I'm voting for this game.
Oh, this is amazing.
Yep, Kingdom Hearts 2.
Star Fox 64 versus Mega Man Battle Network 4. Now, merits for Mega Man 64. Mega Man Battle Network 4.
We did not play Mega Man 64.
We did not play Mega Man 64. merits for Mega Man Battle Network 4. They do knock out a human child to prove him
to make sure he's worthy.
I might have to go with Mega Man Battle Network because of how unhinged it is.
It's so
even though
wild.
It's way worse to play than Star Fox 64. But I think you would disagree on that one.
I would disagree for reasons, but agree with you on the game. You can combine battle chips for greater effect.
Look, I'm saying I can't believe I'm letting Mega Man go on.
It's going to be Mega Man and Kingdom Hearts. Watch.
Yeah, so Knights of the Old Republic versus Chibi Robo. I mean, it's Knights for me. Knights is good.
I did not start a new file on Chibi Robo when I beat it. I did start a new file on Knights of the Old Republic.
Kingdom Hearts 2 versus Mega Man Battle Network 4. Our defining RPGs.
I'm fighting
so
you.
It has to be Kingdom Hearts. It can't be Mega Man.
But Mega Man is so much more replayable.
No, it's not.
Literally, it encourages you to continues to collect the chips and battle with your friends. At the time, you had the Game Link cable, and you had your buddies, and you would sit next to each other, and you would plug it in your Game Boys, and you would battle, and then you would trade chips, and then you would help each other get further, and then you would help each other with the game, and it was so social and integral, and we could have had that experience had we dished out way too much money for yet another remake. But we didn't. We chose not to.
But Sora and Riku go back to back, deflecting thousands of lasers at once. They hold each other in the realm of darkness and say they can be together forever there.
No.
Mickey Mouse says they'll pay for this and throws off his black leather coat. Goofy fucking dies for a minute. Remember when Goofy fucking dies? And then Mickey Mouse says they'll pay for this? Xemnas has 2 lightsabers coming out of his hands.
He's not Ansem.
Right.
He was just saying he was Ansem.
Because he took over Ansem's research. Because he led Ansem's students astray.
I need a drink.
Students like Even. Here's the thing for me at the end of the day. Both Mega Man and Kingdom Hearts are playing in this sort of hyper staked, like the stakes rose to
all-time high.
All-time high. An unprecedented
Meteor's
level of danger.
Kill the planet.
Right, you have to hack into a meteor from Mega Man. That's sick. But what I think is sicker is when Sora cuts through buildings at the final boss and has to fight a zebra-coated man, and you're doing reversals up in the air, dodging the black lightning.
You know what you got to be saying at this point?
What?
Did you know that to kill a boss, you have to use a finisher move?
Right, and so you have to use a stylish move to end a boss fight, and the camera zooms in, pans, and slows down.
That single sliver of health, and me just mashing the attack. Fucking die! Zebra! Xemnas! Fucking die! Why won't you die? It's 4 in the goddamn morning. Mega Man.
We have to come to agreement on this. Pitch for Mega Man. Because
my strongest pitch for Mega Man is an experience we never got. Think about playing the indie game that's a love letter to Battle Network. The Steps to Eden.
And that was fine.
How much fun that was.
I had a lot of fun. But I'm having more fun anytime I can like bring up a Kingdom Hearts thing
and torment me.
Yeah, and your face drops. Zigbar is the master of masters and apprentice.
Is your ultimate torture just to have Kingdom Hearts win this bracket? Is that what you need?
I don't think it can win this bracket.
I want Mega Man. Mega Man.
What we're fighting for is who should be second place right now. If let's be honest and zoom out, it'll be KOTOR versus these two. So what do we want to be runner up?
I still say Mega Man. The 2 different versions. It's just a clone of Pokemon at the end. the the 6 different souls you collect, combining and merging with different net navis as you go on to save the world.
I'll give you
going into the
okay.
undernet.
Okay.
The undernet.
I mean,
you liked the undernet.
I liked it because it was different music. The knocks against Mega Man is the fact I have to listen to the same battle themes and the same world themes for the net because they were pumping one of these out a year.
Yeah, they were.
And they weren't for Kingdom Hearts. They were just on their most bullshit. Jesse McCartney as Roxas. Roxas.
Sir Christopher Lee.
Ha. I'm a fool.
The cool bass player, dude.
Demix. Oh, man. Zolden. The most boring Organization 13. Wind Spears?
Organization Ballsack Cross.
Organization 13. There's 13 mysterious bad guys that want to fuck with you. Well, really 6 because you kill half of them in the Game Boy Advance Chain of Memories game before.
Oh.
Yeah. But you can fight them all in Final Mix. We got the cool Final Mix stuff. Final Form. I'll give you Mega Man, but if you believe in your heart of hearts that that's the right answer. I don't know if it is, but I'm going to stop fighting you on this. I'm now going to put the ball into your court and make you have to actually make this decision. And specifically for the thing we did for what we played last year, can you bring friend nostalgia? Is that strong enough to bring it in for this? And if it is, that's your call. This is almost worse than me just fighting you on it.
Oh, man.
Because now you're just fighting yourself.
Yeah.
But we can say Mega Man. I'm fine with Kingdom Hearts being tied for third or whatever. I don't know how brackets work after first and second. We'd have to have a loser bracket, but we're not doing that.
I wish we could have traded cards, traded battle chips.
Yeah, no, that would have been great.
But we didn't.
We couldn't. It was hard.
The digital backups of our physical copies didn't work that way, and our Game Link cables were all broken.
Smashed by hammers from all of our angry dads.
Yeah.
I'm gonna smash it with my hammer.
You totally owned me, you lamer.
Kingdom Hearts 2 to the final against KOTOR, which it loses.
Uh-huh.
I don't think we need to have a discussion. It's KOTOR.
KOTOR is our game of the year.
I'll reach out to BioWare. Let them know they received this prestigious. If I write
send them a letter.
If I send them an email saying
a wax sealed envelope.
If I sent them an email saying we want to award your studio the Club Flashpoint Game of the Year for KOTOR, do you think I'd get any response? I kind of want to do it just to see.
I'm curious. Do it out of morbid curiosity from our Flashpoint email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should make one.
I've got a Dale Flashpoint email.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Do you want to email BioWare?
Sure.
Let them know.
Let them know.
That they got an award for them game from 2003. Okay, so that's it for us. I think we're out of here.
Mission accomplished.
We have the banner out on our aircraft carrier.
Mm-hmm. All the boys made it home.
All the boys made it home.
Some are injured, but they made it home.
And we'll see you when we release our
what's next?
Thirsty Suitors episode.
Thirsty Suitors coming in hot and horny.
Until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.